Well, hello, people. Hello. Welcome to this interesting broadcast. I'm hoping that this is one where the sound is better because I'm actually using the studio set. And I'm hoping that this allows you to catch a much better sound than ordinarily possible. I'm going to test this for 5 seconds, see how it goes, test the quality. I am using the studio than ordinarily possible. I think so. Test this for 5 seconds. Yeah, I think the sound is cool. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing? This is Sunkwa's first daughter. I'm a Mansi. I thought I'd just introduce myself. Right. I have had quite a lot of requests for this video, and there's been a lot of stimulus for it. I have decided to hold off because it's a very emotive topic. That's the reason. Belkisu, good morning. Good morning, Babs. The reason why I hold off on discussing this topic for some days, weeks, is so that I am not speaking on emotion and I am actually speaking logically. Hi, Jay, good morning. And so I think finally it's possible to have this conversation. And I'm also hoping, Suleiman, that those of you who are watching are also not emotive about it. You are logical. There are many things that will influence the conversation I'm about to have. So let's talk about it. Some of these videos are Blessing CEO videos that people have sent to me because they know my views on the topic. Some of the influence is Vivian Jill's story, which is broken in the Ghanaian community. Vivian Jill she's an actress. And apparently her man has been snatched by another actress. And there's a girl in particular who's been very vocal the last week about Vivian and the fact that she let her body go and yada, yada, yada. That's why the guy left her, blah, blah, blah. Good morning, Janelle. Good morning, Veronica, Shita, and Abigail. How you doing? When I hear those things, it makes me laugh because when you say these things, you expose your own ignorance and poor understanding. There are some people who think that looking a particular way is the reason why people end up with men and other people don't. If you think that, then you are somebody who is very ignorant about human behavior and human feelings. People do what they want to do, regardless. There are some people who are as fat as I am who are married. Well, I am. Some who are as fat as I am who are married whose husbands cheat on us. Some people who are as fat as I am who are married whose husbands don't cheat on us. Some people who are younger than we are who can't find a man to marry. Wency, how you doing? There are many young girls with better waists, better looking girls who are striving for marriage and can't find it. And there are girls who don't even want to be married but find themselves married. Good morning, Jonas and Betsy. How you doing? If you understand human behavior, you will understand that it's quite difficult to predict patterns and to explain how a person feels. A person feels like doing something, they do it. If a person wants to be faithful, they become. Sometimes a person even wants to be faithful, but they lack the discipline to do so. There are many reasons. But to suggest that particular things you do guarantee you things makes me laugh. Good morning, Irene. So let's start with Blessing CEO. Blessing CEO is making a lot of videos. I like Blessing CEO. I like the content she makes. I think recently there's been a turn, and I couldn't really explain to you the turn, but I can tell you the ideas behind the turn and my interpretations of it. So Blessing is teaching a lot of women about what to do in bed, and some of us are sticks, some of us are stiff. We are this, we are that, and to keep a man. What is interesting is that women who tend to be vocal about this are women who don't have men. I love you right back, Emmanuel. The women who are experts about keeping a marriage are women who are not married. Have you noticed? Or is it just me? The women who want to tell fat old wives how we can keep our marriage and spice our marriage up and keep our husbands faithful are women who cannot even convince a man to marry them. There is no judgment either way. I am just stating simple facts. The ones who seem to know how to get a man to marry them apparently are the ones who don't seem to know how to keep a man faithful and excited in a relationship. We get accused all the time of being old and boring, of not maintaining our relationship and our body, of not knowing the latest bedmatic styles, of not being adventurous in the bedroom, of not doing this, of not doing that. And I hear a lot of wives who bring that debris into their own self-worth. And we have this conversation regularly. Most women book sessions with me to discuss this. He says I'm not good in bed. So why did he marry you? There must be a reason. You must explore that. Maybe that's what you've got going for you. And that thing going for you was enough to convince somebody to marry you. Or was it a mistake? Well, it convinced him to make a mistake. There is something there, something you do not disregard. Bishop, good morning. Yeah, the inbox is a very busy place. So I will have a look when I am finished and I've got some time, and I will reply suitably. Do be patient. But good morning to you. Hi, Mami Abna. Yeah. I know how to, we see that there are many girls who come on, especially this social media. And I pushed my bottom here, and I positioned it here, and my knees were here, and I'm jumping up and down. You've been doing all this, honey. And he's been hitting and missing. He's been hitting and running and going. Hasn't that also told you something? The women who are the best experts about servicing people bedmatically are also usually the casualties of hit and run, isn't it? Let's talk the truth. The unmarried ones doing that mighty poorly are side chicks then, or maybe the men are eating outside the home. Maybe there are some issues, many things, Susan. Many things. I don't know either. But you see, sometimes you see people parading ideas, looking to rub in people's faces, and I laugh at women who do that because all of us are victims. We are laughable victims. The woman like me at home who thinks that you found a faithful person, who is showing loyalty to an infidel. If you are at home and you are showing loyalty to an infidel, somebody who does not know how to be faithful, you are a victim. In fact, I should feel sorry for you. It is unfortunate that you have found an infidel and your loyalty is wasted in a place where it's undeserved. That person is a victim. And I see people laugh at them all the time, not realizing that they are people who should actually solicit sympathy. Why would you laugh at a person when a person has been deceived by somebody they think they had a life agreement with? So those are the married women. She's old. She's fat. Since when did age and size become justification for people's immoral choices? Since when? And if she is old and she is fat and no longer your taste, since when was it not the right thing to do? To move away from this person, to distance yourself totally, and then to go find your taste. See, we don't tell the truth. We have allowed this double standard in our environment. And somehow, I don't know, the perpetrators are mainly women too. Very sad. The other victim in this case is also you, the stupid other woman. I use that term because usually the women who are married, they know they are victims. They know that their position is pathetic. They normally are quiet. They are trying to survive, flying under the radar because they know that their position is laughable. The other group of women who don't seem to generally know you are just as laughable is the other woman. I am his only chick. He's only this, he's only that. You are his hit and miss, his rug, his toy, his plaything. No, you are the thing he doesn't even show you the decency of legitimizing. You are just a victim, honey. Just a victim too. You are just as laughable as the wife left at home. In fact, other people who see him do what he does to you laugh at you too, because they think you are just as stupid for entertaining it, for allowing him to come to you whenever it suits him, whenever it catches him on the whim to come see you, and to run from you whenever he wants, and to do to you what he does, expect loyalty from you. I've actually recently been dealing with an episode where a man was very upset that his side chick was talking to other people when he's very married. Yeah, he doesn't respect you any more than he respects his wife. I don't understand how this simple thing is also difficult for some of us to understand. He does not respect you any more than he respects his wife. In fact, most of the time, he respects his wife more. Is why he does certain things with you under hiding. Yeah, a lot of the time he's embarrassed to show you in public. Yes, he wants to do private things with you in private. But these are some of his dark secrets. He's embarrassed for people to know that he even engages with you. You are just a victim, as much a victim as the wife who is packaged at home, the wife who is left as a ceremonial figure, the wife who gets the ring and not the man, as you always say. You are the one with the ring, and I am the one with the man. Where did you get the man? Are you even able to display the man? Are you able to wake up to the man? Are you able to be taken in public with the man and shown with pride? Aren't you just as good as the women who are shown in public? What's wrong with you? Do you have a deformity? No, you don't. What's wrong with you? Nothing. I am the one who knows how to use my knees. Good. What benefit has knowing what to do with your knees brought to you and your systems is what I ask these women all the time, and they get really peeved with me. Yeah. I know how to position my legs. I know how to position my bottom. I can service him to the best of his power. I can deliver 13 orgasms per minute. Good, honey. Show me the actual benefit of the 13 orgasms per minute. Show me. Show me any legitimate benefit. And you will find that there is none. If you actually sit down and you think, women in the multiple scenarios are all victims. We are victimized in different ways. We are shortchanged in many different ways. Yeah. But then you find some of these women who come out now. And I've just given the alternative rhetoric, and I want you guys to come for a conversation. Amma Manson knows how to get the man to propose to me and to take his people to my family, to go make a big deal of it and marry me and put the rings on and give me the name and give me the legitimacy for my children. Okay, it doesn't come with a lot of security. It comes with me being the laughing stock. Most of the time, people laugh at me because you look at me walking behind my stupid husband. When you know all my secrets are out, you think, what a stupid woman. Look at her. She thinks she's the missus. What missus? Empty name, no rings, nothing else. All these things are true. Thank you, Rose. All these things are true. But at least I do know how to get the ring. But then occasionally, we get, well, it used to be occasional. These days, it's not occasional. Now it's quite common. I get the other women also on these same social media platforms telling me methods for maintaining my marriage. And I'm like, honey, come, let's talk. What qualifies you to tell me about maintaining a marriage? Do you have a marriage? Are you married? Have you managed to convince a man to put the rings on for you and even give you the empty life that you say I have? Do you have that empty life? No? Ken Stone, hello. How you doing, bro? Do you have that empty life that I have? No? You are the one living in the shadows. Yeah? You know how to maintain a marriage, but you don't know how to get it in the first place. Isn't it ironic? Very ironic, isn't it? Yes. Let me give you some good news. Ladies, human beings, men or women, will do whatever the hell they please. And sometimes the people themselves have no idea why they feel the way they feel, or why they do what they do, or how they even do it. Some people just don't have discipline. Full stop. Some people, for whatever reason, are bored easily. Some people are just cheats. They want to eat their cake and have it. There are many, many reasons for it. But it isn't actually much to do with what you do. It is everything to do with what the other person chooses to do. That's the bottom line. I know many beautiful girls, very gorgeous women, whose men cannot be faithful to them. And the rest of us in the community think about it and wonder how? How can you have such a woman and not want to be with her? Yeah. Sometimes the women themselves tell me, Amma, every other man I come across wants to be with me except the one who's got me. Yeah. Sometimes you can't explain it. Human behavior is very complex. And sometimes even the people behaving themselves don't understand it, how much more you. Good morning, Adra Freeman. Very good. I'm likewise, Ken Stone. Beautiful Lena, good morning, sis. Oh, Mama, good morning. Yes, we are insatiable. We really are. Our behavior is inexplainable even to ourselves sometimes. And so for you to sit and to tell somebody that they, as an external person, are responsible for somebody's internal decision making is the most stupid thing you could ever do, really. It is discipline and maturity which makes you decide to be faithful. I can tell you that for sure. So I hear this nonsense all the time. Oh, the women are able to resist it. When you say those things, you appear stupid to me. It's a discipline, honey, and it is not gender based. You can be very masculine and discipline yourself, and you can be very feminine and indisciplined too. Hey, Rachel, how you doing? As for the men, we operate by sight. And I'm like, yeah, as for us, we operate by the ears. You think we don't have eyes? Oh, there are some fine men in town too, just for your information. And in fact, these days in this century, there are some fine men too in town who like themselves very married women. It's weird, but it exists. Many fine men like themselves very married women. They do. And there are some really nice boys, young boys, who like themselves mature women, often because they are looking for money, just as the young girls do it too. They are also in town. It is as much a decision for both women and men to decide on fidelity based on personal value. It's a person's personal value. It is how much a person has respect for themselves. And the respect is of themselves first before it is to a spouse. It is how much respect you have for your body. Oni, I hope Calabar is treating you well. Hey, Beauty and Yusuf, good morning. Yes. It's about discipline, Oni. It's about respect for self first. That my nakedness will not be something which is common knowledge in an environment. That's my choice. It's got nothing to do with my husband or his fidelity, really. It is respect for self that drives this. Otherwise, in situations where respect for self is not operational, the man goes, the woman goes, yeah, tit for tat, and those things exist in the community a lot. In fact, that's part of the reason why many people are able to remain married under these circumstances where infidelity is rife and it is publicly known. Most of the people who intend to stay in those relationships justify it by their own actions too. They do. They do. They do, Francis. Good morning, Comfort. They do. The bottom line is you can be as beautiful as if a person wants to stray, they will stray. The bottom line is some people just like to eat their cake and have it for another day. The bottom line is that it hasn't actually got much to do with whether you package the body or you don't do. We know a lot of women who package now with the liposuction and whatever else, which is in the waist clenching and the rest of it, which is around. Well, I know a lot of women who are very clenched, whose men have also left and found fat women like me, and they are frolicking with them too. Yeah. There are people who are with ladies, Very, very refined women, and they sink in the gutter too to go eat. It is inexplainable. These things just reveal a person's fundamental mind construct. That's it. Good morning, Monica. Thank you. No, I am not in Ghana. I am back here in Abu Dhabi. It just reveals the mind's Kingsley Mehoyepa. It reveals the mind's construct. Doesn't necessarily say anything about your ability to roll your bottom in particular ways. I can promise you. When I got married, it wasn't because I was rolling anything or was shaking anything in particular. There were certain qualities that the guy wanted to bring to his home, particularly to the upbringing of his children that he knew I would deliver. It wasn't much to do with shaking anything, nothing. So to actually suggest that it is a certain shaking which is going to sustain is also ridiculous. What I want, somebody says, so what do you want? What I do want is a simple acceptance that we are all doing what we can to manage what we can. When somebody has erred, tell them the truth. When they have goofed, tell them the truth. And stop this stupid body shaming that a lot of us are doing in explanation for people's indiscipline. A person is indisciplined, full stop. If his wife was too fat and this person was an honest person and they found the woman insufferable, they should leave the marriage and go find their taste. Men who do that, they have my respect. Amma, she's too fat for me, so I left. Then I understand the argument. But she is too fat, her hair smells, her this does that, she is insolent, but you are still there and frolicking. Nah, that is just the excuse giving, which is done alongside the indiscipline. Good morning, Kitty. How you doing? Yes, amen. Amen to that. Monica, thank you for that. Muzala, I am also loving you right here from Abu Dhabi. Hello, Zambia. How you doing? As sisters and brothers in this environment, we will need to start talking some truths to ourselves so that eventually this nonsense might have a chance to settle and die down. It is becoming ridiculous how brave a lot of the other women are getting and are looking to rub things in the faces of the legitimate women. And somehow advising the legitimate women about marriage, how to maintain a marriage you haven't got yet. That is ridiculous. You hear me? Love, it is ridiculous, deal. Anna, let me teach you how to keep your husband. Do you know how to marry my husband? Do you know how to get my husband to marry you? That may be the first lesson. So let me teach you that one first. And maybe after you've learned that one and you have tried maintaining him, you might be in a better position to teach me how to sustain my marriage. Maybe stage one in becoming the marriage keeper is to get married in the first place. Don't you think? Good morning, Promise. Don't you think? I know how to keep a man. I know how to. How many of them have you kept? Honey, how many of them have you kept? And for how long? Huh? Or have you been playing hide and seek all your life and suddenly now an expert on maintaining husbands? Good morning, Barikisu. Oh, yes, Theo. And for those of you who are masculine, who are male, and you hear these arguments and you laugh, I also laugh at your expense because you see, if you were a smart, intelligent person, you will understand the ramifications of some of these choices. And these days, I get that a lot from men. The women are no longer loyal. Well, are you loyal? The side chick owes you no loyalty. We've heard a case recently in Ghana where a guy had gone back to go see a side chick ex and has lost his life. There is no loyalty there because were you loyal? Do you deserve loyalty? You are so disrespectful. You want to go to somebody's daughter. You want to treat her in ways in which you don't treat other women. You don't think she's good enough to get the titles that you confer onto other women. But she is the slut you come to mess about with and then go back and live your respectable lives somewhere else, right? And you expect loyalty in return. Really, you are a clown. You really are a clown. And I will also tell you from the wife's position. The wife is sat here with you, watching you do what you do, watching you mess about, and sometimes for her own reason, also choosing to stay to watch. Well, there's usually a good reason that justifies it. Otherwise, adios is the thing. And in fact, usually the good reason why the wife may also stay and watch does not incite any loyalty for you. And so at the moment, you are living a transactional life with everybody in your life. Nobody has any loyalty for you, no feelings for you. It is also a human need for that feeling and connection. And so, invariably, very soon, something will happen. And you are expecting loyalty from all these many women who are around you, and you don't find it anywhere because you have never incited loyalty in anybody. You've given none. And so, you get nothing back. Bottom lines. Oni says men grow fat too. Oh, my sister. But most sisters manage them. Tell me about it. The disappearing members, especially when they hit a certain age. The members who were this size suddenly shrink and withdraw inside, and you don't see them. Some of them go on slimming courses. The women don't say anything. Yeah. The stomach is this big, which meets my pot's belly, and there is no space in between, and so there is no interconnection of members. Yeah. But the women still handle it. Because the women understand these things. The women want to be loyal in this process. Oh, but no, 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 no. Once we get an excuse, oh, I'm a man since cheeks have become round since she came from Ghana. Let me go and find a younger model. Well, leave Amamanson and go for a younger model. That's the decent thing to do. Leaving Amamanson and going elsewhere is not the problem. Eating your cake and having it and keeping it for another time, that's the problem. That's where the issue comes from. There is a lot more to marriage than body size, my sister. Peace of mind, you've suggested. It's a good one. It's a great one. Kitty, thank you. Godfred, good morning. I'm good. How are you doing? Susan says you can't even fathom how one can upset over a side chick's disorder. You'll be surprised. If I tell you how many episodes I've dealt with recently around that, you will laugh your head off. Mavis, oh yeah. Yes, Precious says he thought he was fooling the wife. I don't have time to be chasing you and checking your phone. Guilty conscience will be giving you pressure. Now he's gone. The wife will cry small. Life continues. Now who fool who? Good question. And when I suggested on that video that as the wife, I will come to the funeral as a guest. People. Yes, members. Ken. Yes. Friendly members. Yes, there is two mountains between the members. The members are now aliens, honey. They are not friendly. Good morning, Doc Sam. How are you doing? Yes. The members are aliens. They are not interconnecting. They are not relating as much as they should do. I am having this conversation especially with all of you who seem to ascribe stupid reasons for people's disloyalty. And you do that to enable people to continue to do so. It makes no sense. It doesn't. Please, a friend's husband don't respect her at all. They have twins. No appreciation. Insulting her with a little misunderstanding. She wants to leave the marriage, but parents say she stays. As a friend, she cried to you all the time. What should you tell her? Tell her to use her common sense. She doesn't need you to tell her anything. Her brain works. Tell her to activate it. I am sure she can figure out a way for herself. Good morning. Good morning, Duana. How you doing? Godfred. Very good, thank you. Which of the new drivers? Yes, Lydia. Some members are on slimming courses. Some of the members are even paralyzed. They are non-performing. Some of the members are immobile. And some of the waists have also lost mobility. Some of the waists are in wheelchairs. Yes, all sorts of reasons. Huh. Is that also good reasons why partners should also be exploring? Is that what we are saying in this environment? That if somebody becomes infirm for some reason, you go and explore elsewhere and top up your services? If that's the game, tell us so everybody knows. So that when anybody is dissatisfied, they can top up their needs and find additional support elsewhere. Is that how it goes? If that was the point, then what's the point in going solo anyway? Then there was no point getting married. And this is what I say to a lot of them: and don't get married if you are not ready to be loyal. Be a bachelor. There are a lot of women who will be willing to engage with you that way in the hope that they might become your woman in the end. Yeah. Oh, Godfred, yes. Oh, yeah. uh, the new drivers, no, they are not touching anything. I didn't actually read the name well. Yes, those new drivers, they are dangerous characters, I tell you. Yes, Kitty, let's be clear on this. Let us understand some simple bottom lines. A person is loyal because they choose to be. A person is an infidel because they choose to be. The other things that they give as excuses are just pitiful excuses for indiscretion. It doesn't explain anything. The moment a woman drops herself to do everything to be accepted by a man, then she needs rehabilitation and counseling. Seek your sanity and happiness first. Because you see, Sal, the sad thing is, by wanting to conform, to play to all their whims, also makes you look cheap to some of them. Too easy to acquire. It takes the chase off, and then the usual excuses start. She is boring. Her conversation is too lame. Or she's too wild. She doesn't respect. She is sexually indisciplined. I listen to these stories sometimes and I'm like, so what the hell do you people even want? The women who are not sexually adventurous, we want more adventure. The ones who are quiet, they are too quiet and boring. The ones who are vocal, oh my God, they are too vocal. They are masculine. They are this. If she's working, oh, it's too masculine. If she's not working, she's too dependent. Haven't you guys realized that no matter what you do, no matter what the situation is, if a person is indisciplined, they will look for some sort of excuse to give for their behavior. Sisters, haven't you noticed it? And sometimes I hear this from the ladies in particular. He says his wife is not able to service him in bed. And you are the foolish bed servicer, right? You are the one who only provides bedmatic services. And so he hits, he misses, he runs, and you are back here crying. Amma, he said he will leave his wife. For 22 years, he hadn't left. You think you are the first woman he met that he's messing with in the 22 years he's been married? He's met many. His wife has been smelling since the day he decided to be an infidel, but he still goes back to the smelly pot. Doesn't that tell you something about the person? No, we are just raising our children, really. You believe that foolishness sometimes? Beauty. Susan says, I think most men want to live in a world of fantasy that the side chicks and one hit wonders provide. That is why we hear these things. But of course. Mr. Dorcas, good morning. How are you doing? Well, Precious, it's been the status quo for a long time, of course. And even some of us, the women, help the system to also suppress us too. Of course, you. Yes. So I am here, somebody's fat old wife. The stories they will tell you about people. Yeah, you are the bed servicer, of course. Manson is too career oriented. So why the hell is he still here? She doesn't have time to do this and to do that. Why the hell is he still here? She doesn't have the waist flexibility to deliver this and to go here. Why the hell do they say? And yet they have 2 months old baby. Beauty. I miss you too, Sister Dorcas. Lordina, good morning. Ofaya, good morning. Yes. They are always breaking up with the wives, but yeah, every few months the wife is pregnant again by divine intervention. She doesn't know how to shake her waist, but she's done 5 kids for him, sure. They prayed their children to descend from heaven, so they did come. Some of the women who accept some of these excuses, I listen and I'm like, you can't be that stupid. Seriously, you can't. Surely, an aspect of you must have kicked in listening to some of this rubbish, and you should have told that it was apologies for that. I think I'm back. My network is weird, so when that happens, it happens. Do forgive. Okay, there we go. Right, Emmanuel. Good morning. It's been ages. Trust you are well. Abnamrikwa, lunchtime talks. How you doing, my sister? Greetings, greetings. Yes, it's all about self-discipline. That's the bottom line. One of us. It is self-respect. It is whether you respect yourself enough to understand bottom lines. Then we are good. Susan says any man disrespects his wife in that way does not respect his female children either and will be highly likely to raise his female kids to be insecure. The women are not going around announcing their frailties in the bedroom, yet men will consistently do this to their wives just because they want an excuse. But then, if this excuse is acceptable to you as the other woman, you are also stupid. Really. If a man comes to you and tells you all these horrific things about the woman he is still married to, and you accept it and you condone it and you allow it to wash with you, you are stupid. Because somewhere in the back of your brain, you should realize that he's feeding you nonsense as a means to an end. Don't you realize it? And if you don't realize it, then I mean your brain is on holiday. Seriously. A man says his wife stinks, but he sleeps with this stinking body every night. Does that make sense to you? No? His wife is disrespectful, but he goes back to the same disrespectful environment every day. I know he makes a detour to your house, but after that detour to your house, he goes back to the same house that stinks, to the same nagging woman, to the same ugly woman, and is in the environment with this ugly woman consistently. Doesn't your own brain tell you that you are being taken for a ride? Come on, you can't be that stupid. Seriously. Winifred, they will tell you, I don't love my wife. She's not active to you, attractive to you. Yes, but the wife is pregnant. Well, if she is not attractive to you, what the hell is she still doing in your house? Isn't that the question you ask? You are the center of the universe. How I wish. Okay, do the needful. If I am that important to you, do what you need to do and bring me to your home. How about that? No? Most of us know that we are being fed ridiculous excuses and we just let it be, often because of a penny or a dime which is dangled before us. Empty promises that are made to us. In fact, if the empty promises are also tricking your brain, that's not exactly flattering to yourself, too, is it? When you fail to accept reality, you'll be schooled and trained into foolishness. Bam. A man talks ill of the mother of his kids for many years, and all you feel for him is sympathy. I don't even understand that sympathy. When will women ask about his side of the story? Lady, save your soul from lying tongues. Seek your upgrade and focus on your goals. Learn to say no. Yeah, it's a cheap deal. Why would you even tolerate it? Dorcas says it's true. Even if they find out the wives are also cheating, they also don't leave them. Still stays with them and continue to sleep with other side chicks. They will never leave their wives. Well, but the question is, then why do you entertain it and tolerate it? That's the thing. Susan, you are right. Too many diseases abound. Registered side chicks. That's funny. Lord Almighty. Sabato says the guy is 33 years old. He hasn't gotten a job, no money. However, how can he survive the next 3 months without? Well, I don't know. I don't understand some of you, Sabato. Who told you that having sex with somebody has got something to do with money? Some of you have only experiences with prostitution, right? It's sad that there are so many of us here who don't understand the real basis of relationship. It's not a payment arrangement, you know. No, that's prostitution. That's engagement with prostitution. You can actually be with somebody who likes you for who you are, who feels invested enough to lay with you. That's the right way around things. It's not actually for sale, you know. But in our community, so many of you only cheapen it to transactional engagements. It's sad. What has being able to provide whatever got to do with anything? Yes, there are a lot of women who will not also lay with you because they are not willing to bear the consequences, and they know you are not willing to bear the consequences. But it hasn't actually got much to do with how much you can pay. It's whether you are man enough for the consequences of the things we do together. Eski, how you doing? But we cheapen it to levels sometimes, and I wonder sometimes. Listen, you can be the most beautiful woman on earth. If you meet an infidel, he will cheat on you anyway. You can be the most handsome man on earth. If you meet an infidel, she will cheat on you anyway. Her cheating on you or his cheating on you hasn't got much to do with looks. This has been established. Many beautiful people have been left. I clearly remember when Brad Pitt left Jennifer Aniston for Angelina Jolie. I almost had a fit. I couldn't believe it, but it happened. But again, in this Angelina Jolie Brad Pitt issue, you realize also that it doesn't matter how long you get the man for. If it's an infidel, he will show himself again. He will show himself up again. So, yes, Angelina got him for some years, but they lasted for a bit. And the person will exhibit yet again, yet again. Sometimes you see the woman who's taking somebody bragging about it. I took the man. I took the man. I'm like, you are the most stupid woman on this earth. You were able to take the man because you were the new plaything. But the minute you get the man, you are no longer the new plaything. You are the old plaything. And the next new plaything will be brought in soon to do to you what you just did to somebody else. Yeah. See, it is funny the situations we get ourselves into sometimes. And sad that we get ourselves into these situations and begin to celebrate as if we have won something. All you got is a rod for your back. That's all you got. A rod for your back. Really. Good to see you. But all I see is Facebook user. Whose name is Facebook user? You said, hi, Amma, I'm back. Good to see you. I can't see your name. I only see Facebook user. Esther, good morning. How are you doing? What have you actually won? That's the question I'm asking in all this. I took her husband. I took her. What did you win? Future heartache. And these days, I'm telling you, a lot of the wives are just happy to give you the handover ceremony. Take the trouble, I will take it. And you see some of our sisters celebrating in town. Oh. Of course, Rose, they will cheat with less beautiful women and men anyway. Yeah, a cheat is a cheat, irrespective of who he's with. Yeah, it's na disease we need big treatment. I tell you, only na big disease we need big treatment. You see, a lot of us are with these ill people. We are celebrating the illness. We are jubilating over winning. What only God knows. It's an excellent show. Very much. Thank you. I appreciate you. Listen, listen. A person will decide what they want to do, and then a person will find excuses to justify their decision. This is where the bottom line lies. Amamansen will decide to be an infidel. And when I have made my choices as an infidel, and I want my choices as an infidel to sit better when it's explained to people, I will tell you, oh, my husband is old. You know, he is no longer able to deliver this and to deliver that. You know, he doesn't even have money. He doesn't give me money. You know that he insults me. But I'm still in this bleeding marriage. All the reasons I'm giving you are ridiculous excuses for a choice that I have made, a decision, a conscious choice that I have made. Oh, you can ask questions very well. If I have answers, I'll tell you. Good morning, Angela. I am very good. It's been a while. Good to see you. A blessed day to you too. Or my husband will make his decisions on what he wants to do. Afodia. The reasons he's going to give you for them are just excuses. Yeah, Amma no longer can jump up and down in bed. Well, honey, you are older than I am. If I'm not jumping up and down in bed, you are not bouncing either. Amma Mensen is too fat. If the fat is actually the problem, then you should actually not remain with. This is the thing. If a person sincerely feels the reasons that they give are strong enough, they walk. They walk. So somebody will get up one day, pack his things and go. Or somebody will get up one day and ask his wife to leave. That person is now finally done with the person. They are totally repulsed by the person. They are not attracted to the person. They no longer want to engage. The woman smells. He doesn't want the smell. Sorry about that. Internet is funny. I don't know. It keeps flicking. Yeah. Greetings, Daron. How you doing? I hope Dominica is treating you well today. You just finished working and chose to join. Oh, wow. 2:48 a.m. in Dominica. That's amazing. I am really flattered that you even considered popping up. Do go get some sleep, my dear. The video will still be here when you wake. Yeah. If I stink and there is a decent human being who doesn't like my stench, what should he do? I'm asking you a simple question. Think about it for 2 seconds with your brain. You will find the answer. And that's why somebody who does not take that action is actually only ever giving excuses. They are just making excuses, finding things that will be acceptable to society and palatable to you, that he's feeding it to you. Of course, marriage is not an antidote to Ejamai. Ejamai is cheating, indiscriminate behavior, lack of exclusivity. If he's a cheat, he will do it under your nose. There is no excuse for cheating. If you don't want it, leave. And if a person is not leaving, but they are citing these excuses, then they are just an infidel, really, just an infidel. If their wife stinks as much as they say that she stinks, what the hell is he still doing there? Is the first question you should ask yourself. And there is no justifiable reason why he should stay in stench. In fact, if he's still wallowing in stench and then coming to wallow in your yard. Ooh, that is so disrespectful to you too, don't you think? He's wallowing in stench, and from the stench he comes to wallow in your yard. Yeah, haven't you thought of it 2 seconds and realized the tomfoolery of all of it? The tomfoolery of it all. Yeah. You know, my husband is, my husband is, and you are still there. Then you are not actually repulsed by the things you are actually suggesting. If you are really that repulsed by the things you are suggesting, you will not be there. Those who are genuinely repulsed vote with their legs. They do. They elect to move away from it. My wife does not respect. She speaks to me anyhow. So why are you still there? That's the first question you should have asked. Why are you still there? Maybe you enjoy the insults. Because if all you're getting is insults and you still remain, there must be a reason why you remain. What good reason could you be given for it? I cannot be faithful to my wife because she's fat, but you are still there pressing the fat. It's because of the children. You can still be a good dad without needing to be with their mother. You can still be a great dad without having to stay in the stench. Or is it just the societal appreciation you are here for? You want to eat your cake and have it. You want everybody to think you are a good person, a great dad, a this, a that, whilst you are also quietly on the side an infidel. Isn't what that's what the bottom line is most of the time. So anyway, I wanted to address a few things today in a particular domain. And let me teach you how to keep your husband. Learn how to get a husband first. When you are able to get a husband of your own, then you are qualified and my classmates to come to discuss how to keep one. Until you've learned how to find one, until you've managed to get one, how can you talk to me about keeping what you don't have? Huh? Isn't that also an argument? Isn't that also an argument? Susan says it's funny how they all claim their wives are horrible, rude, disrespectful people, yet will not want to leave. They want it all. They want to eat their cake and have it. And the women who also listen to this nonsense really can't be that stupid. They also hear this and they know that the men are feeding them rubbish. You must know. You must also know that he's talking nonsense. He's talking out of his side, but you also accept it anyway. Of course, Delron, you've hit the nail on the head. It's deficit in self-esteem, of course. It's certainly deficit in self-esteem. That is a very plausible excuse. Makes a lot of sense that way. I'm just asking. Anna, I know all the shapes and the sizes to give your man. That's why he's always at my yard. Do you see? You only have the ring and I have the man. Do you have the man, honey? You have the man for how long? You have the man when he's ready to be orgasmic. Is that having a man? And after he's finished delivering, how long does he stay? You see, you are just as laughable as me. We are both laughable. In fact, me, I am laughable, but I am laughable and able to show my face in places. You are laughable and you are laughable and hideable. Oh Lord Almighty. Oh Lord Almighty. It's you do all these shapes and sizes, and then they go back to the horrible smelling wife sometimes. They go, they are pit wallowers, didn't you know? They love stench. That's why they are still with the stench. Didn't you know? They love fats. As much as they protest the fat, they love fat. That's why they go back to the fat. My wife is ugly, but you still call her your wife. Ooh, you are a fool. And anybody who also accepts that you are a fool, that much of a fool is a bigger fool. Oh, God Almighty. Look, as women, as I said, we are the victims all round most of the time. Yes, these days there are some men too who have legitimate claim to being victims. They do. But ordinarily, it is the women who fall victim to most of these schemes. The one who is wronged is a victim, and you who is used to wrong her is also a victim, but you are just a stupid victim also, most of the time. It would be good if you actually realize that we are all victims, victims all round, so that the noise we make in the environment might actually reduce. Now, everybody is making videos advising married women. What's your qualification for advising married women? Hmm? What's your qualification? Because you're a good bedmatic agent. That doesn't qualify you to advise anybody on marriage. No. You know how to service on your knees. Nah. That is not enough qualification to advise married women either. No. Let's package the body. Okay, good. You've been packaging this body for the last 2 decades. What did it actually bring you? Show us some tangibles. Hmm? For the University of the Bedroom, you definitely have certificates, their shoes, and I'm asking, what's the benefit of the university degree you have? What people don't realize also is this, and the men do that to a lot of us stupid women. They come to you and they tell you that you are the best bedmatic agent, and they do to you the things that they would not dare do to their women at home. You know why? Because you are something to use and discard. So he has no interest in your longevity. He wants to do horrific things to you. And when you have defiled your body, they will move on and leave you. A friend, well, an associate of mine was telling me a story recently of an issue they have just dealt with, of a girl who's been done really badly and at the moment has medical conditions as a result. Yes. Otobong, this is not my home. If my home was this beautiful, it would be amazing. But no, this is just a background. I wish this was my house, but it's a beautiful background, isn't it? Yeah. This girl has now ended up with her sphincters damaged. The muscles that should hold her stuff together are torn. And so she's leaking. The leakage creates a stench. And now that she's leaking, now that she has got the stench, now that she's not able to contain her fecal matter where her fecal matter belongs, this person has also realized that she smells as much as his wife now smells. So this is the one man who does to women, and after he's done and the women are smelling, he tells everybody that you smell and he runs. And this other woman is now crying in town. She's been done bad, rah, rah, rah. So my friend was telling me, Amma, you guys need to do something about it. Do what about what? You know, you need to take the guy on. Me, take him on for what? Did he force her? No. She did it willingly. She did. Tell her for me that she was stupid. And at the moment, she's just bearing the cross for her stupidity. That's all. That's all. Well, in this case, this guy had already done it to his wife. It was when his wife was leaking that he came to this one and told her that the wife stinks. Of course, she stunk, but there's a reason why she stunk. And there was a reason why he couldn't leave. There's a reason why he doesn't dare bring it out to anywhere else, because everybody will ask him to explain why she stinks. And he will have to explain why she stinks. He will have to explain why she stinks, and he can't explain why she stinks. So guess what? He leaves that one and he comes to one of my stupid sisters. And he tells one of my stupid sisters his wife stinks. And the fool that is one of my stupid sisters will never ask why his wife stinks. If you have a brain and a man tells you that his wife stinks, but he doesn't leave. Don't you wonder why he stays with the stench and doesn't leave? That's what a normal person with a brain should do, isn't it? Susan says, women beware. You are not an experiment for somebody's perverted taste. No. No, 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 no. But he can't be thrown anywhere because it was actually done willingly. Willingly. Yeah, Francisca, it's wonderful to see Abna here, isn't it? Yeah. She did it willingly. She was not forced. She didn't do it under duress. But she did it stupidly, not thinking consequences, which a lot of us do. A lot of us stupidly find ourselves in situations, listening to sweet talk, allowing things. Yes, a lot of the men will do to you what they would not dare do with their women. You know why? Because they know the consequences and they don't want to live with it. And so they come to you and tell you, oh, my wife is a bit stiff. My wife is not cooperative. My wife is not adventurous. No, it's not adventure. It is self-respect. No, she was not like that before, Kitty. She was not like that before, and neither was the wife. Both of them are victims to this particular one. Victims to this particular one. Victims to this particular one. And now that it's happened, is when she has realized why he says that his wife stunk. So she stupidly went to the wife. I went to tell the wife her problem. The woman began to laugh and said, you thought he had won a trophy. Join the club. Join the club. Me, I am busy stealing money so I can afford the surgery to sort myself out. That's what I'm doing. I will highly recommend that you fix yourself somewhere, because in your case, he's not even going to come to see you anymore. And no, I am not helping you in any way because I have not had an agreement with you. Yeah. That's when she realized why he said his wife stunk. When he came, he told her that his wife stunk. Or maybe some of you need to ask why their wives stink. Why? No, I don't think they'll be the only ones too. I don't know, but people like to double dip, and they will double dip if you will let them, wouldn't they? Kitty, yeah. Listen, a person will do whatever the hell a person wants. And usually, after a person has done whatever or chosen to do whatever the hell they want, and they want to play the societal game, they will find excuses that are palatable to society. That's what we always hear. She is rude. She is wild. She stinks. She's fat. She's old. She's this. She's that. Those are just excuses for the choices already made. The person makes their choices. Yeah. You have to be smart to actually peel behind the excuses sometimes to find the reasons for it. And if you don't want to be people's victims, you clearly must ask a lot of questions. You must ask a lot of questions. When a person wants to do to you that which they don't do to other people, you must realize that they don't respect you. They don't count you for anything. One who wants to destroy you this way and then tell you you stink is a dangerous character. You must flee from this one. You must flee from this one. And the only thing that will help you to know this one is your brain. Know your brain, allow it to ask pertinent questions and for it to help keep you safe. That's what your brain is for. The noise you make because you have discovered ways in which to kneel, or you know how to position your body in places that allow people to actually do more damage to you. Yeah. You are called adventurous, really, because you are stupid. You know. The reason why they call you adventurous is because you are stupid and you allow them to do unto your body what smarter women don't allow their bodies to be done to. That's not actually an award. That's actually nothing to celebrate. It is sad, but it's true. If they say that you are adventurous, usually what they mean is that you allow yourself to be put through some risks that sensible people don't permit. Take that for 2 seconds. Think about it. As for you, you are wild. As for you, you are amazing. As for you, you have style. You have moves. What they actually mean is that as for you, you permit nonsense to be done to you. As for you, you don't know how to preserve yourself. As for you, you don't know how to fight for your longevity. As for you, you permit to be destroyed and left. That's what they are actually saying. Is that what you are celebrating on this social media space? You see, that's no compliment. No compliment at all. I know how to. I know how to. Yeah, you are allowing people to do unto you what sensible women don't like. Some of us are preserving our knees. Did you know? Let me teach you how to do this to your husband. Honey, no. No, 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 no. These are the pair of knees I will be taking to the grave. No, these knees will not be doing certain things. And if you haven't had that simple thought, you will allow your knees to be done certain things too. And very soon, ye shall not have knees to walk with, whilst I will still be walking with mine. The agreement to let somebody do these things to your knee, it's not smart. There's nothing to celebrate. It is not something to brag about. There's nothing to brag about. That's the point I wanted to make today. In all things, be wise. In all things, be wise. Yes, Kitty. Oh, I love you. When I come here, you give me things that she doesn't give. Ask yourself 3 seconds. Why does she not give it? Think about it. Why is she not giving into every perverted idea that he brings? Why do you think that is? You are the only one who is the back and front agent. Haven't you thought about it? Some people don't do the back and front. Why? It's self-preservation. It is you who doesn't think. It is you who's stupid and agree to everything. That's why they do it to you. And then they hail you as if you've done something smart. You have not. Kitty says, bam. Some people hurt you and they decide to act as victims, coming out with excuses that the society endorses. Of course, smiles. No, don't be manipulated. Yeah, you are not the. Why are you the only back and front agent in town? Because you haven't stupidly thought about what the back and front agency does to you in the long term. The back and front agency does things to bodies that you have to think about too. And usually when you've thought about it, the answer will be hell no. Hell to the no. Oh no, 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 no. He's not doing this for your enjoyment. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. He is not suffering this just for your no, 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 not for your whim. Not for your whim, my dear. No backing and fronting. Hey. I intend to be alive for quite a long time. And I intend to remain mobile for quite a long time. I intend to remain healthy for quite a long time. I intend to be well for quite a long time. And there are a lot of the wives who also make these choices, I have come to discover. Some of the wives, they like the status quo. They don't like the wild, waddy adventures. No, they don't. So they make the self-preserving choice to remain in certain lanes, and they leave the wild lanes for you, the fool who wants to play. Go right ahead, honey. The way is your front. It's yours. It's yours. Take it. Because the purpose for them is self-preservation. Know that. Self preservation. Have you heard of it before? Does it operate in your decision making? Self preservation. Sometimes these days I go places and people are dancing. I check my waist. I decide that I want to still remain mobile in the next 20 years. My waist should not be shaking that much. We should do this stylishly. These days, you see, I only dance when I'm sat in a seat. Yes. Hello, Brenda. How you doing, sis? I only dance in a seat. To the rest of you, I don't know how to dance. I doesn't care. Me. I want to be able to do this for the next 40 years in my seat. And sometimes, oh, when the music moves, you do that, you do that. But I'm still remaining sitting, honey. I am sitting. I am not bending in some of the dances you people do. I am not shaking in the way some of you shake. Because I don't want a hip replacement. I don't want a knee replacement. I want to go with my rickety old knees and hips. So I must learn to preserve them. Yeah. And yes, Kitty says we need strength to take care of our own selves, our needs, our happiness, alongside that of our children. No, Styles. No, no, darling. No, no. Hey, Ruby. How you doing, sweetie? Yeah. Eh? What did the wife do wrong? The man doesn't want you again. What is her crime? What did you want her to do? The man doesn't want. So let him go. Hey now. Did the wife do wrong? Like, what wrong do you want her to say? What responsibility? The man does not want her. He is a decent man. So he left her and went to find who he wants. Good results for everybody. Even the one who's been rejected, at least now you are also rejected and left. You can go in peace. And they don't bring their things into your territory. You can remain pristine in your own little corner. Don't you want it that way? Of course you do. Of course you do. What did the wife do wrong? A person wanted you and doesn't want you again. Now his choice now. Now his choice. Eh? No, they do. Oh. I've told you guys. No, they do. Your husband goes to read a book and he brings all the styles and you are jumping up and down to do what? You would die before your time. Your wife goes and discovers new positions and brings it. You don't think about it. It's for the best, Delron. It's for the best. If a person doesn't want you and a person moves on, a person doesn't mess with you, and a person just does a clean break, it is the best situation possible. Take it, cry for 2 minutes and move on. They've actually left you in a position to be able to meet somebody more worthy of you. Oh, that's better. That's better than those who hang on and carry on and frolic and bring things with them. Anyway, dear sisters, you see, in the end, we operate in the same bottom lines. I've told you, all of us operate in the one whole, two round object level. One whole, two round objects. None of us has a diamond anywhere. None of us have a lick of gold anywhere. When the men come, they tell you about tightness and smallness. It's all rubbish, boulder dash. That's what it is. Bottom line. They tell you sweet nothings in your ear so that you can do the things they want you to do. And if you don't apply your gumption, you will find yourself done very wrong. Very wrong. Regardless of the sweet things somebody saying to you. Think with your brain for a second. Does it make sense? If it does, proceed. Does it not make sense? Well, if it doesn't, well, you know what to do. You know what to do. As a smart woman, should you be deceived? It should not be that easy for somebody to do it to you. Life morals, how are you doing? Well, you've never told me you wanted me to invite you to my show. So I had no idea you wanted to be on my show. So you have to say these things to me. I want to be on your show, and then we can organize it. Sandra says, I feel like my husband is cheating. His phone was there and you saw messages on it. You tried to look, he was in the washroom. He came and slapped you to collect his phone and ask you not to take his phone again. Ouch. Honey, Well, you see, your intuition is there, you have your suspicions. I don't think you are stupid. You will have your suspicions for a reason. At that point, you also have decisions to make. Yes. How far do you value your self respect and your sanity? How far do you value your health? How many of these slaps would you tolerate? The fact that he slapped you is a big red flag anyway. Okay, life morals. Now you have told me. So come in the inbox and let's talk. Tell me what you would want me to discuss with you on the show. Let's have a look and see if we can align. Right? So now I know you want to be on. We can discuss it and see if we can make it happen. Yeah. Slapping you is a no no. Is a no no. And Brenda says, be careful and safe. Be careful and safe. I also know a couple of women who have lost their lives really in these situations when a person doesn't want you. One of them, the person didn't want her. The person told her that he didn't want her. She refused to leave because she wanted to stay in the mortgaged house. But it was the guy who had paid all the mortgage. And the guy certainly did not want to share his inheritance with her. Guess what? Guess what happened to them? You have a wild guess. She ended up in a casket. Yes, the guy was done for it, but he had absolutely no regrets. Very sad. Very sad indeed. Absolutely no regrets. You know what he said? His life was over anyway with her around. So now in prison, his life is over anyway. The difference is that he doesn't have to see her and tolerate her. Yeah. You are on YouTube, aren't you? Life morals. Let me have a look and see. Okay. It happens all too often, doesn't it? Yeah. These are some of the risks we take. And I hear women say that I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I will stay. I'm like, do you understand the danger you put yourself in sometimes? Do you really understand how dangerous that position can be for you? Is it worth it for you? Love says, why touch a husband's phone without any permission? And why is a husband's phone out of bounds to the wife? Love says, why touch a husband's phone without any permission? Hold on. And why is a husband's phone out of bounds? Yeah. Why is a husband's phone out of bounds to the wife? Life morals, just inbox me, okay? I am trying to respond to you, but it is not responding. No. For some reason, I can't get this to respond to you directly. You can find me, you are watching on YouTube. You can inbox me also on the Facebook page, okay? And then we can talk. Life morals. Okay, let me go to your channel and have a look, see if I can send you a hi. Do we have a community? Community. Right. Life morals. Come into my inbox and let's talk. Okay. Come in my inbox. Let's talk. Let's make this happen. Anyway, I just well, Delron says because he has no respect for her. Abra, somebody's humbled you, yeah? Yeah, see the red flags. It's not easy, but you can get out of it. You know, it's much better to keep your life intact and to be safe and well. This is what I say to people. It is much better for you to be safe and well than for you to have a title. Especially, I say this to the women who are married, the missus. I didn't want to leave my marriage. I cannot leave my 12 for another woman. Well, you will end up in a casket. That stubborn choice will end you up 6 feet under. It has happened to many women before. It will take you 6 feet under if you don't apply gumption. Person doesn't want you, and if you make a nuisance of yourself with the wrong kind of person, the consequences could be damning. Don't even go there. He doesn't want you. Thank him very much and take your nonsense elsewhere. You hear me? Go somewhere else and go cry. It is much better to be alive and crying than to be dead somewhere else. Yeah. I don't understand why you need permission to touch your husband's phone. Why is it a big deal? And these are all some of the things that we say in our society in condonement of the nonsense that we allow people to do to us, really. Why shouldn't my husband's phone be accessible to me? Is he allowed access to my phone? Should he be private to my conversations? Or should he just sit there ignorantly and watch me do whatever I do just because? Isn't that what you ask women to do? Don't look in his phone, just permit him to carry on with his nonsense, right? Yeah, just facilitate it and enable him, make it easy for him to do so. Shall we? It will ruin all your good young years, left with lots of trauma and issues, and eventually, even if you are not killed, it will leave you with psychological issues. They will leave you so damaged that life actually is not worth living at some point. No, don't do that. Also, have self preservation in mind in all things. You are responsible for your own well being. Self preservation is something that should be in your mind too. You hear me? You should also be interested in self preserving. Self preservation is something that will help you to stay safe. When his behavior suggests that he might bring you certain illnesses, self preservation will help you to know what to do. What he's doing is affecting your mind. Self preservation will help you to know what to do. Her behavior is putting you at risk and it's likely to make you do something that will put you in prison. Self preservation should teach you what to do. Don't wait and flip and stab somebody and end in prison like some people have as well. Self preservation should also tell you what to do. That's what your brain is for. You are supposed to apply wisdom in all things. Wisdom. Somebody's telling you stories, apply wisdom, and you will know which of the stories are plausible, which ones are not. Somebody's inviting you to do things that he doesn't do to his spouse. Wisdom should help you to know where the cookie crumbles and settles. Yeah. Somebody is feeding you nonsensical stories. Wisdom should help you in all things. Apply wisdom. But whatever you do, if you haven't got a marriage, don't come and preach to the married about keeping marriage. If you are not married, you are not qualified to teach the married how to maintain and sustain their marriage. Yeah, speak with others who have made it out. Most women don't do their own projects after marriage. They can't build for themselves, so in these cases, they have nowhere to go. Yeah, that's true. I mean, most of our relationships are transactional. I've told you guys many times. Most of the women stay in these stupid situations because of food, because of accommodation, because of children's school fees. Sad, but that's the bottom line for a lot of us. Hi, Jenny. How you doing? Yes, when your time is up in a place, leave. It is the best thing to do. Because if you don't, you put yourself at risk. You put yourself at risk. It's not worth it. When the time has come, when your sell by date has come by, when you are done, when a person is looking to discard you, just take your business elsewhere. It's the safest thing to do. It is the safest thing to do. Sometimes living homeless may be better than some of these situations we keep ourselves in. I tell you. Yeah. Life morals do come, pop into the inbox and let's talk. Oh, you are here on Facebook. So on Facebook, I might be able to actually do there's something with your account. I can't even see you here. I was going to inbox you, but all I can do is just say hi to you. Okay, let's change it to the page and let's see. Change it to the page, and you see life morals. Might we be able to? Let's see. Life morals. No. Somehow, I have no idea why. Normally, when I see people on here, I see the message button and you can message people. But on yours, there is no option to message. Weird. Do send me a hi in the page inbox so we can have a conversation. Okay. You did a man the favor. Look, you do yourself a favor first. Believe me. Do yourself a favor and keep yourself alive and well. Yeah. If there are women shelter, better. But like somebody said, it might actually be better to be homeless on the streets than in some of these situations that we keep ourselves in. Anyway, as for me, I am here drawing lines, drawing attention to the various perspectives, wanting to put the argument and inviting all of you to consider things and to think logically in making choices. Amma Manson is my wife. She has no time to cook for me. So you are the best cook. Cook for me and let me go back to my wife. Well, if you agree, make sure you do so, having thought about it for 3 seconds. And if you are satisfied with the deal the person is giving you, that's entirely up to you. On your head, may it rest. And the Manson is my wife. She is too old. She can't do this. She smells. She's this. But every night I will go back and lay with the smelly Amma Manson. Use your brain again for 2 minutes. It should help you to decide whether you are being made a good deal or not. You are my wife. Stay here. Let me go and frolic and bring you a lot of STDs. Again, think about it for 3 seconds with your brain. And if that's acceptable to you and you think it's a logical thing to do, go right ahead and do so. When you engage your brain, I also entreat you to also think along self preservation. It is your responsibility to preserve yourself. My pleasure, Ruby. It is your responsibility to guarantee your safety and well being. And that's the purpose of your brain. Your brain is there to help you think and consider and decide whether these options, these offers that people make to you make sense. If it makes sense, go right ahead. If it's you and you want to ask all these multiple people to be loyal to you whilst you are disloyal, and any of these people agree to your terms and conditions, even you think for 3 seconds with your brain, does it make sense that these people accept your terms? Or could it be that they also have their reasons for accepting? Your brain should help you to come to these conclusions and should help you to decide whether it is a safe position to put yourself or not. The way you want to enjoy life, you will not allow anybody to send you to the grave. That's my position too. I am not satisfying any fantasy which will weaken my body. I am not jumping through any hoops to maintain anything that will do damage to my body. Like I said, I don't want my hips replaced and I don't want my knees replaced. I do want to go to the grave with the knees and the hips I came with. I want to preserve them. Thank you very much. Yeah, my pleasure, Sister Brenda. Love says absolutely. Jenny says some men are not man enough to end a relationship. Instead, they start to misbehave. Well, that's because the women they go to misbehave with also facilitate it. If the other women refuse to frolic and engage when they were still in entanglement, it will force some of them to end it. If you said it's as bad as it is, end it. There's no need hanging on. End it and let me see you are serious about this one. Maybe it's about time some of those ultimatums were thrown down. You don't want her and she stinks. Well, send her home. Send her away from you so we don't have to deal with the stench. Like I said, engage your brain. Your brain should tell you what to do. It will help you get logical arrangements in place for yourself. But whatever you do, don't come in social media spaces and advise people on what to do in situations you have not managed to find yourself in yet. And then I want to teach you how to. No, go and get yourself married first. When you've learned how to get married, come. Then you are my classmate. We can all discuss how to keep the marriage. If giving all these styles was the be all end all in marriage, you should be married and very happily married and keeping it. There must be a reason why you are not married and not happily married and keeping it. So don't come and teach me how to do what you haven't managed to do. And if somebody's trying to teach you how to keep your husband, well, the best person to keep your husband is you, because at least he is your husband, isn't it? The best person who knows how to keep your husband is you. Because of all the women around you, are the one who managed to get upgraded to the wife status anyway. Yeah, enjoy that one. Don't let anybody come teach you how to maintain something they haven't got. If their style could get them, they would be in your position. They are not in your position because all the styles and all the things have not got them yet. It hasn't got them there. You haven't quite done a lot of things too wrong. Maybe you don't know how to maintain, but at least you knew how to get. Yeah. Anyway, me, you know I like to stir the pot. So I came stirring the pot. Sandra, come in my inbox too and let's talk. I like to stir the pot, especially when it's boiling. Stir, stir, stir. So that's what I did this morning. Yes, there should be lessons for everybody. Lessons. See, dealing with people in equitable ways is the only way to go, because that's the only way people also deal with you in equitable ways. Be equitable in your dealings with people, and you will find equity in people's dealings with you. And usually, you will find comfort and protection in the equity extended to you. There was a counselor advising you, not knowing she was having the worst marriage. It was when the husband died that all the truth came out. I mean, sometimes if a person is having a bad marriage, they might be able to advise you to do better for yours because they might know what not to do. You've got to actually take all these things in balance. Yes, you don't have to have the happiest of marriage to be able to advise people on how to improve theirs. They might actually be able to bring you lessons from what they've done wrong, what they've seen done wrong, to help you do better. But in all things, other people external only give you advice. It is you who should engage your brain and make the final decisions for you. Final decisions should be taken by you. Yeah, other people can give you guidance. That's it. Yeah, double dipping. It doesn't serve any purpose in my book. Yeah, you can learn from our mistakes for sure, Brenda. For sure. Those of us who've been here a minute would have a lot of things that we could teach you. Yeah, Life Morals, I found your page. I don't understand what's going on. I have found your page. The problem is that in finding your page, I also don't see, all I see is to block or report or to watch now. Crazy. I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, let's see. The best thing I have managed to do now is I saw an email address on your page. So I've sent you an email. It says, hi from Amma. That is one of my emails. So reply to that one. I don't even know which account emailed you, but it's definitely one of my email addresses. So reply to that one and let's talk. Well, I don't know. Listen, Precious, do you need to know their mistakes before you learn the lesson from it? Probably not. Sometimes people are private. They are trying to preserve the little bit they can hang on to. Yeah. If pretend is what they are doing, but they can help you not to pretend, they are doing you a favor. Like I said, you can take it or leave it. The final decision is still yours anyway. Yeah, link up. That would be good. Therapists are generally not supposed to share. it is generally seen as unprofessional. So it's not like they want to pretend. Sometimes, yeah, it is the ethics of the profession too. But sometimes it's even personal preferences. There are some things that would have happened in my own marriage that I don't want to tell you because I do not want you to have a certain view of my husband. People do that. There are certain things your mother will never tell you because she doesn't want to affect the respect you have for your dad, and vice versa. The fact that they don't share all the details with you is not because they want to be dishonest. They want things at a particular level and they make decisions to sustain things at that level. You know. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the conversation. But my bottom line is don't teach me how to maintain my marriage. You go get your marriage first and then come teach me. Yeah. The people I want to teach me to sustain marriages are the ones who've been doing it for a long time. They could at least give me practical things that I can use to improve. And no, when you know how to do things on your knees, does not mean you know how to sustain my marriage. No, you don't. Yeah, parents that share too much cause a lot of damage to children. And so sometimes, in the interest of other things, you might not want to share certain detail. Of course not. It's not every detail that should be shared too. Like I said, in all things, a brain must be engaged. Preservation must be an interest. Yeah. Kitty, thank you. Thank you, Otobon. Thank you so much. Share the video, tag anybody who needs to see it. And as for those of you who asked me what I thought about all these videos, about all these girls teaching all these women how to remain married and to keep our men, that's my reply. I'll see you guys later.